When it comes to getting some of the highest limits with the best rates and best terms, when you are either brand new to credit or graduating from a depressed financial state, Navy Federal reigns supreme, as some other great credit unions do. Navy Federal is well known for giving access to great credit cards and other great products, again, at high limits and great rates, even if your financials aren't in order yet. That having been said, when it's time to scale up and do big boy stuff, like apply and qualify for business credit, business loans, business banking, to graduate up to those higher levels that allow you to really exercise investment and business opportunities, Navy Federal cannot compete with Chase Bank. Yes, you may have a negative connotation about Chase Bank. It's such a large institution. Many of us have been through it with them at some point in time in our history. But when you are looking to scale up your finances, when you're looking to scale up your business operations and get access to the capital you need to truly grow and scale up, you don't allow a negative experience in the past take you away from the value that an institution like Chase Bank has to offer. When it comes to their business lineup, when it comes to their high level of service, especially once you have a strong relationship with them, and their infrastructure, Chase Bank reigns supreme. Speaking of infrastructure, one of the most appealing things and powerful things that Chase has going for itself that Navy Federal sucks at the moment is their internal pre-approval tool. Navy Federal, unfortunately, has a bad reputation for its pre-qualification tool as it being inaccurate. People being considered pre-qualified that have gotten denied, and people being qualified that have been not pre-qualified for cards when they tried that soft pre-approval tool. Chase Bank's internal pre-approval tool has a 90+% guarantee rate, or as an efficiency rate, meaning that 90+% of the time it's efficient and correct in its pre-approvals. It's not perfect, and it's also not including the pre-approval tool that keeps falling off of their mainstream website every couple months or so. We're talking about if you get pre-approved in your app with Chase Bank, if you have a relationship, or if a banker inside of a branch lets you know that you have a pre-approval. That pre-approval tool is over 90% accurate. The most powerful trade secret about that pre-approval tool is that if you're pre-approved for their auto financing or their credit cards, in particular, the Sapphire cards on up, meaning that you don't just have a pre-approval for their Freedom cards, but you also have a pre-approval for their Sapphire cards, the Sapphire Preferred, the Sapphire Reserve. That likely means that you have the exact pre-approval odds for Chase's business credit cards. This is powerful. The reason I use the Sapphire cards as the ground floor in this analogy or this breakdown is because that if you want to get approved for either the Sapphire Preferred at $5,000 minimum limit or the Sapphire Reserve at $10,000 minimum limit, that means if you have a pre-approval for those, Chase is confident on the data it has on you that they would approve you for at least that much. Chase's ground floor for business credit cards is $3,000. And that's going to be their Ink Business Cash and their Ink Business Unlimited. The ground floor on those particular business credit cards is $3,000. So if you're pre-qualified or pre-approved, better off, for the Sapphire Preferred at least, you can be highly certain you're also pre-approved for Chase's business credit cards. It gets even better. With Chase Bank and many other quality lenders and institutions, if you are pre-approved for their business credit cards in the format that I just laid out for you, you can go in under a sole proprietorship under your social security number, or even better, go in as a brand new LLC and get approved for that card the same day if you apply in the branch. This is a powerful game-changing benefit, technological infrastructure benefit that Chase Bank offers that Navy Federal and other institutions are not quite caught up to yet. You have the ability to go into Chase Bank, especially if you have a certain relationship with them on a personal side. This is why it's important to establish those relationships. People take for granted the power of relationship banking. It's all over these banks and institutions' websites, their marketing material, relationship rates, pre-qualified, pre-approved off of the relationship. American Express is another great example. With Chase Bank, once you're in, they're pulling data on you constantly. Once they have enough data to put that pre-approval in the system, and you see it in your app, or you're notified by a banker in the branch, or you can check with the banker especially if you have a pre-approval for the Sapphire cards and up. It's not a guarantee if you have, access the pre-approval to the Freedom cards, because those are lower limits to get in. But if the Sapphire cards are there, or if you have maybe $25,000 or $30,000 on a pre-approval on an auto financing option, highly likely that you're going to be pre-approved for business credit cards. This kicks the door down for some of the best business credit cards in the United States banking system with brand new LLC or sole proprietorship. This is powerful. Take this information and put it to use, because once you're in the ecosystem, if you can get a business credit card with Chase and you're qualified and keep scaling, because Chase isn't even like American Express. In many cases, Chase will allow you to get a ton of different business credit cards, unlike American Express, who limits you to 4 to 5 credit cards once you're in the ecosystem, and up to 10 charge cards. With Chase, you can have several business and credit cards, several of them. And so once you're in, you're in. And at that point in time, you may have to go for a hard pull per card. But again, you know that you've met Chase's requirements and their metrics for their pre-qualification and pre-approval. And at that point in time, now you can start digging into the lines of credit, the loans, and equipment financing, and other products that Chase has to offer. And you can kick that door down brand new on the business side with Chase Bank. So any of you have any experience with this with Chase Bank, I want you to comment down below. If you currently bank with Chase Bank and have a pre-approval sitting in your app that you didn't know could get you in the door with a business credit card, comment that down below. Other than that, I want y'all to comment y'all experiences with Navy Federal and the limitations you may experience trying to get on the business side, because there's not much going on the business side with Navy Federal. Other than that, I want y'all to stay focused, stay in motion. To all my pioneers, welcome back. To my new viewers, welcome in. You want to learn more about the channel, links in the description below. Other than that, I'll see y'all soon.
This is JP from Blueprint for Prosperity Network, a channel dedicated to helping you increase your net worth through relationship banking, maximizing your borrowing capacity, the proper use of life insurance, and the ownership of real estate. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading content on a daily basis to help you customize your blueprint for prosperity.